Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yesterday we had discussed template functions. समझ आ गए थे बेटे को?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Today we'll discuss template classes. Wait for others. You've got 13. Okay. Okay, let's begin. I told you yesterday that templates are related with generic programming or typeless programming, right? Like yesterday we had discussed template functions, which are entirely opposite to function overloading. In function overloading, you need different functions for operating on different types of data for the same purpose. Whereas using a generic function, you can operate on different types of data using just one function. Similarly, classes can also be generic. So we'll discuss those today. Pay attention. So whenever you have to do generic programming, the first declaration is template. I told you it may be type name or class, whatever you want. We declare a data member, it will be of type T, generic. I will write a very simple program for this initially. Sample TB equal to B, and then a void display function. Out A del, and let's also write its type ID of A, name, okay, fine. It's a very simple class here. We have only one data member, a constructor, and the function for displaying the value and type of the parameter. So let's use it now. We will write sample. Here you have to specify the type to which you want to bind the object. For example, initially let it be character. I'm naming it SC, and it will pass a character as a parameter. Similarly for integer, it will be SI. Let it be the value, something like that. And sample float SF. कहीं कोई गड़बड़ तो नहीं हो रही ना, देख लो. I had told you another data type long, which is basically 64-bit integer. Again, we'll store that value. I was waiting for your response. यहाँ पे problem है ना, देखो पास हमने की है. What is this? इसकी type क्या है?
Double.
यहाँ हमने क्या दिया? Float. Right? It will give us a warning that the value may be truncated or there may be some loss of data. I'll show you. SC.display. si.display, sf.display, and sl.display. I'm not running it, I'm just compiling it so that you may be able to see the error message or the warning, sorry. Here it is, the warning. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Truncate from double to T with float. So you're declaring it as float, whereas you pass the parameter which is double. So let's change it to double so that there is no loss of precision. Okay, fine. Now let's run it. So here it is. First one is character. It is showing its data type character. Second is integer. It's integer here. It is double. It's double here. And the last one is long or 64-bit integer. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us create a stack class which can work on different types of data. And pay attention, right? Like in this case, we have defined these functions, both of these, inside the class. When you are defining functions of a template class within the class, then there is no problem. The syntax is same. But if you are defining these outside the class, then there will be a difference. So let's do it all over again. We'll create a stack class, a generic stack class, which can operate on different types of data. So template class T, we can initialize it. We can by default set it to integer. That when you're creating a class, you are not specifying type. When you're creating an object of this class and you're not specifying a type, then the default type will become integer. Similarly, we can have n is equal to 10. That will specify the size of the class, the size of the or number of elements. Class, I'm naming it stack. So we'll have an array. बहुत नॉइस आ रहा है, प्लीज अपना माइक जरा ऑफ करो, या तो ऑडियो ऑफ करो या आइसोलेट हो जाओ. So integer top will remain integer because it is a pointer which will tell us how many elements are there. We can have one more, which is size is equal to n, or we can initialize it in the constructor. Public, so this is the constructor. Then bool is empty. Similarly, bool is full. Then void push. The type of data that is to be pushed is now T. And when we'll pop out, the type of data will be T. We can have P function also if you need. So these are the member functions or interfaces of the class. Now, if you are declaring, if you're defining any of these, like here, I'm defining it, size is equal to n, then there is no problem. It's simple, right? But if you have to define these functions outside the class, then the concept is a little different. The syntax is different. Before every function, you need to write template class T is equal to int, and the int n is equal to 10. You'll have to specify it everywhere. And here you will write stack, it's T and n. This is the syntax. This is how you will write those. I think initialization is not required because it will be done only once. Fine. So if we have to set top is equal to -1 also in the constructor. So we have done two things. We have set size equal to n and top is equal to -1. So when will it be full? Oh, sorry. When will it be empty? If top is equal to
-1.
Return true. Otherwise return false.
False.
Similarly, let us pick up this. I'll tell you here once again. You will write template class T without its default parameter, int n, that is the size that we are specifying, and then return type, name of the class. Within angle brackets, you will again write T and n, that is template type or generic type and n. The parameters which we have passed here, both of them will appear there. Okay. Full कब होगा ये? If top is greater than equal to size minus
Size.
Size mine.
Minus 1.
return true, otherwise return false.
Oh,
Right? In the same way, we will write here for push, the return type is void. So push कैसे करेंगे? If not is full, if the stack is not full, then s
Top
plus
increment.
top is equal to value.
Value.
Simple, right? Similarly for
Yes, sir.
pop, return type will be T. You will write if not is empty. If the stack is not empty, return, क्या return करेंगे?
S top minus minus.
S top minus minus. First we will remove the top element, then we'll decrement it. Or else you can return null, or no need of else, simply write return null. Okay, similarly for peep, I'll use this whole thing because in case of pop and peep, there is only one difference. And what's that?
Decrement नहीं होगी value top की.
Decrement नहीं करना, सिर्फ display करनी है. What is the top value? Okay, fine. So it's the template class now, template stack class or generic stack class. We can use it for different types of data. I'm declaring here stack, nothing here, SI. So when I'm not passing any parameter, it means its type will become integer. We had done it here.
Yes, sir.
When I'm not passing there anything, T is integer and size is 10. Similarly, if I write here stack character 20, stack character, and similarly we can have some other stack also, stack say double, then ST. Is it clear? Now for I is equal to 0, I less than say 10 in case of first stack, I plus plus SI dot push I, right? I'm pushing the value of I itself, so it will push 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on in first stack. And then let's print the values while not SI dot is empty. जब तक first stack empty नहीं होगा, cout SI dot pop cout, and then similarly let's do it for the other stacks. Second हमने बनाया character के लिए.
Yes, sir.
So there were 20 character, size उसका 20 रखा था. So we'll name it SC. We will write A plus I. So it will insert A, B, C, D and so on.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, let's change it here and make a change here. This is for character stack now. Similarly for double stack. Double के लिए क्या करना होगा? Or we can add something to it. Let it be I divided by 2.5. 0 divided by anything is?
0.
Okay, fine. So what it will do, it will convert this value into stack. Oh, sorry, double. ये double बन जाएगी ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let's see what's the final output. ये reverse करके दिखा देगा values को. Okay, here we go. First is integer stack, 0 to 9 integer insert कर दिए. Second is character stack, उसने A से लेकर T तक values को insert कर दिया. Third is double stacks, तो ये values आ गई. Right? 1 divided by 2.5 is 4, 2 divided by 2.5 is 8, and so on. Clear है बच्चे?
Yes, sir.
Good. So this is all about template classes. So we have discussed even this thing, okay, how to pass a default parameter type and how to pass a default normal parameter, which is not a generic one. ये भी cover हो गया बीच में? Okay, now maybe tomorrow or a little later we'll discuss how to write other things in it. For example, आपने linked list की हुई है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So through this generic programming, we can create some other powerful generic classes. Like in C++, there is a library, we call it standard template library, for short we call it STL, in which we have many data structures, generic data structures and generic algorithms. One of the algorithms we had discussed, that was quicksort. I think we had discussed it in class.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this library is very powerful. For example, you want to use some data structure like dynamic array, then we have vectors there, because when you declare an array, then its size is fixed, right? You can't modify it later on. But using vectors, you can modify. You can go on increasing its size as much as you want. Similarly, there are other data structures like stacks, queues, linked list is also there. There are many other algorithms, quicksort, binary search, and even perhaps heaps are there. So next time we'll discuss this in detail, standard template library. It's a very, very powerful tool. For example, in a given situation, in a given problem, you want to use a data structure. Instead of writing a program for creating the data structure first, if it is available in STL, you can use it directly. Okay? Instead of rewriting the code, because code is already may be already available in standard template library. So we'll discuss this thing in detail, and I'll try to discuss that how to create one such library which is very generic, which can be used, for example, linked list, or it can even be stack. Like right now what we have done, we have created a stack which will work for elementary data types, integer, character, double, float, and so on, right? We'll see how can we store a structure in a stack and then manipulate the values of it, the structure lying in the stack, and so on. We'll discuss those. Okay, I'll send its PPT also, and I'll send the PPT of polymorphism also, and the link of this video. Okay, bache, that's all for today.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
It was a very short class today also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions, anybody, about this?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll share the code as well as the PPT. Okay, take care.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.